We're going to continue our series of doing interviews, looking at the history of Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church. And we're looking into the auxiliaries of our church. And one of the main auxiliaries is our deacon board here at Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church. And I'm proud to say that our deacon board is one of the oldest auxiliaries of the church. And with me today is Mark Green. Hello, Deacon Green.
Hello, Sister Green.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Just fine. And just how long do you think the deacon board has been a part of Greater St. John?
If I remember correctly, the deacon board was formed around 1923 or 24 under the direction of Reverend Seabury, or
Yes.
Pastor Seabury, I should say.
Yes. And how many members, let me just get those little questions out of the way. How many members are part of the deacon board?
Well, there's no set number for the members of the deacon board. It's a lifetime position. So once a deacon, always a deacon. We've had as many as 30, 40 members at one time, and we've had as few as 6 or 7.
Okay. And I didn't realize it was a lifetime position.
Yes, it's a lifetime position here at St. John. Other churches may have different rules, but here at St. John it's lifetime.
Okay. Now, could you tell me a little bit more? What are your duties of a deacon?
Well, our main duties are to assist the pastor. Whatever he needs help with, we do it, whether that's visiting the sick, helping with communion, leading Bible studies. We try to help the pastor as much as possible, as well as serving the congregation. Deacons are known as servant leaders, so wherever we're needed, we try to pitch in. We're supposed to be involved with all of the church ministries. And I have to say that most of the deacons do a very good job of helping out.
Okay. Now tell me, because people generally get a little confused, a trustee and a deacon. What's the main difference between a trustee and a deacon?
Well, there's a little gray area in there. Deacons are basically the spiritual side of the church leadership. As I said, we assist the pastor, whereas trustees are more involved with the physical maintenance of the building and the upkeep. But the job descriptions are kind of blurred, and we work together. Back in the past, when I first joined St. John, as a matter of fact, a lot of the trustees were deacons and vice versa. It's just lately that they've become 2 separate offices.
Okay. And then could you tell me some of your past presidents, some of your past members that stand out in your memory in the history of the church?
Oh, of course, I remember the ones that were serving as deacons when I first joined St. John, which would have been Deacon Robert Smith. And after him, we had Deacon James Hurt, who preceded me. And as we mentioned James Hurt, I would like to mention that I'm just talking to him recently and jotted down a few notes. He became a deacon on January 7th, 1979. And he served as a deacon here for 41 years. During that 41 years, he had the privilege of serving with 45 deacons, of which I have the names here, and I'm going to mention a few of them just because they'll probably bring back a lot of fond memories for you. Alonzo Adams Sr., Fred Bardo, Cy Barker, Wayne Batiste, Louis Boyden II, Alvesta Brooks, Robert Brooks, Albert Brown, Howard Buchanan II, Nathaniel Carruthers, Eldridge Chisholm Jr., Willie Corbett, Aaron Dean, Warren DeWell, Zelma Fikes, John Graham, myself, Peter Harvey, James Howard, and the list goes on. Like I said, there are 45 of them. I don't want to read all 45. But we have had a lot of good deacons here that have served the church faithfully. And I'm thankful for all of them. As Deacon Hurt mentioned here, sometimes the job can be pretty tough. But we are always there for each other. And it helps to have other spiritually minded people that you can talk to and go to when you do have trouble or questions.
Now tell me, why did you become a deacon?
I became a deacon reluctantly. That's the thing. And I say that it's a beautiful position. I enjoy it. But I always remember what my Sunday school teacher used to tell me. And that's whenever you take on a responsibility, especially in God's church, you will be judged for that. And so if you're a Sunday school teacher or if you're a deacon, you're going to be judged for the way you perform your job because you're working for God. And I was scared that God wasn't going to be pleased with the job I did. So I had to be convinced that it was a calling. On the other hand, you don't want to turn down something if you think God wants you to do it. You know, regardless of how confident you are in your abilities, he wouldn't have chose you if he didn't want you.
Okay. Now tell me this, Dr. Green, Deacon Green.
Yes.
Why are you still here at St. John? What keeps you here at Greater St. John?
You know, Betty, that's a good question. I'd have to say because of family. St. John is like a family to me. I have a lot of good friends here. When I first came, I was invited by Sister Gordon's brother, Leroy Gordon. And ever since then, I have enjoyed my time here. Reverend Kirk was a wonderful pastor. I miss him. And Pastor McGee has been wonderful. I've grown so much spiritually here. I can name a lot of names, but I don't want to do that because I'll forget someone. But it has been a wonderful time, and my family enjoys it here. I have to say that my children, some of them were born here. They've been active in different ministries here. My daughter was married here. They were baptized here. You know, it's just so much happened here that I couldn't think of any place else I'd rather be.
Isn't that wonderful? We're so glad that you are here with us. Anything else you'd like to tell me about the deacon?
The deacon is a labor of love. It's a labor of love. I have to say that we all really love our church and want to do the best we can to see it through another 100 years.
And thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And we're going to continue our series of looking at the auxiliaries here at Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church as we celebrate our 100th year anniversary. And our big celebration is going to be October the 30th, 2022, and you will hear more about the big celebration. Thank you.